Hello. This is your man, Nicholas Shepherd from the SHEPHARD Enterprise, Business Administration and Information Systems Consultants. And what I'm here to do today is basically I'm going to go over my 2023 presentation review of services, proposal to render services, and building business ideals to enhance success. Okay. This is just a training. This is not actually going to be rolled out as of yet to the website. Um, but what I will do is I just wanted to make sure that as I go about doing these things, everything's in place and I don't have any issues. Okay, so that's the first thing I want to do. Okay, so let me make sure everything's set up first because I don't want anything showing other than what I need to show. And then after I go through this, I'm going to go straight off into my work project. Okay. Okay. So bear with me. Go to my slide. Oh, greetings. This is your man Nicholas Shepherd from the SHEPHARD Enterprise of the SHEPHARD Enterprise Administration and Information System Consultants. And what we're doing today, we are going over our 2023 presentation review of services and the proposal to render services. Okay. Now, what we're going to be using as a reference is this project number here, and this project number is only used to let us know and the client know at what point in the project we are working and for billing purposes only. Okay, in which we are going to that later on when I start talking about the different processes. Okay, all right. So this is the client's service project number, and it will be used as reference whenever there are additions to the agreement or modifications to the project. Okay. Now, what is the Shepherd Family Enterprise LLC? Now, the SHEPHARD Family Enterprise was established in 1979 to assist or create administrative enhancements by structuring or restructuring small and medium-sized business entities. The SHEPHARD Family Enterprise LLC consists of four organizations to support your business needs, which are entertainment, advertising, marketing consultants, business administration, information system consultants, construction, engineering, and contracting consultants, and armed protective security consultants. Now, the SHEPHARD Family Enterprise sub-consulting organizations are designed to simultaneously promote, administrate, build, and protect your business efforts. Okay. Now, the SHEPHARD Family Advertising and Marketing Consultants proposals are to research business venues for meetings or special business events, to gather business strategies for marketing ideals, attracting new clients, to enhance business efforts by organizing business solutions and business objectives to clients, and also to create investment stream solutions in preparation for your business expansion. Okay. Also, um, you have the business administrative information systems consultants, and the business administration information system consultants proposals are to structure company guidelines and processes for employees and business associates, to create customized computer applications for training courses that make it easier for you to track supplies, purchases, and business services, to enhance your strategies for maintaining employee personnel, work records, business courses, and to enhance employee promotional goals. It also create strategies for employee pay scale increases, promotion, hours to be worked, scheduled time off, and vacation pay. We also focus on employees, contract personnel, customer and vendor retention strategies. We also create customized computer applications that make it easier for you to track billing system cycles such as client invoices, monthly billing statements, and customer receipts. We also uh, utilize the pre-accounting applications for account receivables, account payables, general ledger, cash management. And we also can help you generate mail merges for letters to potential clients or vendors. Okay. And if you want further information, you can ask our um, consultants about our customized computer systems and applications. Okay. That's compatible with your technology. And then we have the construction engineering and contracting consultants, which proposals are demolition and removal, architecture design and permit requests, and state and city governments, restructuring or building new facilities by request only, of course, and recruitment and retention of labor force workers. Okay, we talk about unionized and contract general labor employees. Okay, and we also create project management and managers personnel. We bring in these individuals as well to help you with your effort. We also recruit and hire contractors for heavy equipment operators, engineers, and equipment. This is unionized personnel only, and these projects must be approved and permits must be granted before agreements is established. Okay. We also have the armed and unarmed protector security and consultants, which per proposals are to provide armed and unarmed licensed security experts to protect and watch over your establishments, to provide armed escorts to events, financial facilities, transports and financial obligations, to vendors or suppliers, to supply security needs that your organizations are required to have by law. Now, the SHEPHARD Family Enterprise have 5 phases of success, with the fifth phase is for extended projects. Okay, so we have the first phase is basically gathering information so that we can find exactly what your needs are. The second phase is validation to make sure we have everything in place as far as the personnel. We have all our subject matter experts. Within the third phase, what we do, do another validation, make sure that we're on track. And then the fourth phase, what we do is basically make sure that the billing and all the accounts are in place for any other accounting needs. The fifth phase is which is for extended projects, which will be actually modifying the first 4 phases and gathering into one phase. And this is for extended projects. Okay. And these extended projects may go in excess of 2 years. Okay. Now, as I discussed before, okay, once we into the first phase, that's the introduction phase. In the introduction phase, basically, what we will be doing is introducing our consultants to the subject matter experts, getting to know your company, finding out what your needs are. The second task is fact gathering. What we're doing is gathering and needed information to find exactly what the issues may be and how we can correct the problems or possible problems that may need to be addressed. Then we do a confirmation meeting. The fact to make sure that all the information that we have received for your company, there's a clear cut understanding who are our points of contact, what's needed, and to make sure that the things that we can provide for you are documented and everything is signed off. Okay. The fourth task will be writing the business requirements. If there's new business requirements that would be established, we want to make sure we have a clear cut understanding. What is your ending business results need to be? Okay. Then we'll go to validating those requirements to make sure that we're not going against company policies, to talk to the proper personnel to make sure that everything's aligned with your company procedures. If there's new policies need to be drafted up, and then we'll go over that as well. Then we have the modifications, the sign off of documents. These sign offs at the first phase in this task is basically um, it's not the final approval, but this is approval of where we are right now. So we have the sign off saying, okay, to this point, to this phase, we gather all information, we understand the direction we're going. These are the sign offs that we can begin our project. Then we have the update meeting with our team and whenever team members that are assigned to work with us that make sure that we have equal understanding the direction that we want to go. Okay. Then we will go over the invoice and billing with your accounting section. Now, in the second phase is just making sure that we are on track in the project. And the second task, what we'll be doing is validating and making sure that if there are any other information that we need is at our disposal. We have all the things. If there have to be any type of contracts or point of contacts outside the organization, we're going to make sure that all the lines of communications are open. Okay? And then again, if there's any additional sign-offs, then we'll do it at this time. Then we'll validate the invoice and billing, make sure in accounting that everything's in place so that if our people are being notified of pay and any type of purchase orders needs to be um, granted. Okay. Then we have the update meetings to make sure that we are on track. And this is at this particular time, we should already be initiating and beginning phases of working on the project. And then we're doing any adjustments if necessary. And if there are adjustments, we'll do those things at that time. And then if we need to interview and recruit people as your team to assist us, then we'll do that at that time. Or we need to bring in new personnel to replace the person that we have that's more qualified of a subject matter experts if needed to bring in so that we can so they can assist us in the project. And again, we'll go through invoice and billing again to make sure that we are all in line with financing. In our third phase, again, in the first task, confirmation. This is would basically be within the SHEPHARD Family Enterprise, our team, to make sure that everyone is online, everyone is on track with their projects, everything is moving forward. If there's an additional time, we have already established how long it's going to be. Make sure we're on track in the project, and then we will also make sure the validation requirements are met. Then we have the sign off on documents on our end if needed. If there's any additional sign offs needed, and then we'll make sure that on our end the invoice and billings are in place for purchase orders and any type of invoices that need to be addressed. And then we have another update meeting to make sure with our team to make sure that if there's any questions, then we do the necessary adjustments as needed. And then if we need to do more, um, interviews and recruitments to add on to the team, we'll do it at a time. If not, then this task would not be necessary. And then again, we have the invoice and billing. On the fourth phase, as you see here, is the same thing. And during this time, we will be pretty much completing our project and going about doing our confirmation, validation, sign off on documents, ensuring that where we are and projects that have been completed, tasks have been signed off on, make sure that the billings are in place when our last bill will be distributed or our payments, and any update meetings and adjustments that need to be done. And we will be doing interviews and recruitments in this particular phase at this time. If we decide we need to go into a fifth phase of the project at this time, we'll make the modification at the time to this team. and then any invoices or POs that we need to address. Okay, and in the fifth phase, as I mentioned before, is basically summarizing and extending um, everything we did from the first four phases. We just pushing it out a little further, depending on how long everything's going to take, and then we would divide that time into these particular project tasks. Okay, and we keep a percentile chart to find out exactly where we are throughout our phase process. And as you see in the fifth phase, there are different levels and different time periods that we finish. Some things may take longer than others, depending on the requirements like licensing or meetings and things like that, gathering necessary information, contract personnel. Um, and these are long-term projects. Okay, and we're also recruiting the positions that you see here: business and technical analysts, engineers, advertising and marketing consultants, administrative, clerical personnel, um, people that are proficient in the needed technologies, and medical technicians for other assignments, and also recreation event planners, as well as extended business support as help desk. Okay, and these are the minimum um, salaries that we request and we ask for these different positions. And depending on that's per year, and depending on how many months we would have them. But these are the the salaries, okay, and the amounts, okay. And we can go over these things at a later time. Our job is to support your organization with the best possible talent that fits your budget and your business needs. Okay. And again, this is a hierarchy. These are the business levels in our organization. Okay. And this is the end of our presentation. And if you have any questions, anything like that, we'll open the floor for any questions. And if not, thank you very much. And you can put comments down below, or you can contact us if you have any concerns or you need to know more information. Again, thank you. Okay, so um, what we're going to do now, since I went over that, like I said, this is a training document for myself. It's an in-house document that I just need to look at. Okay, the next thing I want to do is that I got a couple of things I need to be going over. Okay, and like I said, today is March. September um, the 20th. See me come out of this. See, save this. I don't know if I can save this or not. Let me cancel this. Let me go in here and go to review. References. Okay, it's not updating anything, so I guess so I can save this. I don't know if it's saved. Um, okay, so go here. So this is my document here. So all I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna make sure that I put my document, and I always encourage people to always um, keep a document so that you know exactly what you're working on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so I'm gonna put in here my project management document. Say practice on new. That's the video. Okay, so I did that. So that was another report I really had. So I'm just gonna put that in there. So I did that. Um, I just want to. I try not to do too much as far as working on that level of the task. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna close this out because I'm not gonna do this anymore. Blah blah blah. I already did that. So everything is everything. So I'm gonna save this going on D. So I'll save that. Then I think I have this other one too. Okay, this right here is, I can say save as. Um, okay, so this. I'm gonna save it in my C drive as well. I'm no longer gonna see this, so it really doesn't matter. I don't have to really hide. Okay, so I'm supposed to be in here. Administration. I think it was like business information. I think it was like business information. Okay, then I had business information, possession of clients, and it's right there. Save it. Okay, then I can close. I'm not gonna close. I'm just gonna break it down. Okay, so one of my biggest things that I've been working on, and I'm gonna go. I think you can see it here. Is the fact that I have been trying to master this whole process, okay? And see, in my document here, okay, so let me go back here. Okay, the whole thing is this factoring process right here. And the reason why I created this factoring document, because as I started to bring in a client, okay, I'm gonna bring this document here. As I bring in a client, no matter who the client is and whatever the situation is, okay, um, I want to make sure that the client receives the best service for the cost. All right. So um, in this, whenever, and I'm going to take the filter off of this, and I'm gonna go to, okay, so I got this document here. All right. So what I want to do that, let's assume that this worker here, okay, this client here, All right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab the um, customer number, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and go through the forms, okay? Just for the sake of the visual aspects of all this, and make sure I'm actually looking at all this, okay? Okay. So once we have gone through this process, okay, and the consultant has been assigned, and then, you know, once that happens, it goes to accounting. All right. So when we say submit for action, it's going to go to accounting first, right? And of course, the project manager, okay, or the person, because this is basically what's going to happen when the consultants start looking at it. All these things here is based on approvals have already been in place. Like I said, this is 2018. So what happens is that we submit for action. It's going to the accounting area, right? So in the accounting area, the first thing it does, it'll go to this form, okay, and I'm gonna put this customer number here, okay, and we search this customer. So what happens is that once I click this, it'll show us that we're gonna factor this customer, okay, we're gonna factor this customer. So we have this customer, right, and what we're gonna do when I click this button, okay, now none of these numbers will be here. Okay, all these numbers have to be negotiated with the customer. And what happened is that once we factor this information, we have different um once we factor this information, like I'm say push factor, and then it bring this customer in. All right. Now, in order for this to happen, okay, the customer number had to be here, the company's name, all this information will be filled out that's required. Okay. Um, okay, so once we have all this information, the EIN, all the stuff like that for tax purposes, stuff like that, all that will be here, the contact information. So we click this factor amount analysis form. Once we click the analysis form, all this information will be printed. Now, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to, I created some queries, and the queries were basically based on what is needed. We'll put this information. Now, what would happen is that there's another form that I will have to create, and the form that I will have to create is going to be a list of costs. All right. And these lists of costs will be standard, but they will be negotiated based on the customer's assumed budget. All right. I haven't created that yet, but that's what I need to do. Okay. So that's the reason why all this information is blank, because once I get to this point, okay, there's another form that I will have to use to adjust the cost. So what happens is that I will get a standard cost based on what they need. That first offering will be here, right? The actual cost, right? And dates proposed. And then we would make the modifications, right? Now, each one of these modifications, I'm gonna set up a number for these, well, one, two, like one, two, and three. And each time I click this button, okay, it will fill in, it will bring the sheet down. I'll make the adjustments. And then once I make the adjustments, it will bring down another offering. Okay. So we will have three offering in the dates, all right, which we will review, counter reviews based on it, stuff like that. Then we have the negotiated costs. All right. Once we start negotiating costs, we may go through one negotiated cost, and then, or we may have to go through three. It depends on how big the project is. Okay. We may have one offering and one negotiated cost, and then negotiated cost adjustments will be actually what we're going to charge that customer. Now, once we do that, we'll click this button, which I don't have anything here right now. Okay. Once we click this, okay, this print factor negotiated cost, it will give us a breakdown of what is needed and what we're going to charge or invoice that customer with. Okay. Now, All this information will go into a historical table for analysis, and this is how we're going to do our future, factoring. Okay, I haven't come up with those um, equations yet. Those okay, because I was working with some mathematicians and some people who are actually more competent than I am with these different things. But as far as the cost, that is what I'm working on right now. I'm about to figure out exactly what we're going to need in order to get this done. And a lot of stuff may be based on like the sheet I'm going to have is going to be, I'm going to have a list and it'll be check offs, right? And check off this, check off this, check off this, check off this. And then those ending costs going to come in here. Now, it may be based on a lot of different things, right? Let's assume that it's our company, right? And then the project owner, who's ever in charge, whatever the situation is, and then the status and everything like that. The client name may be, it may be uh, a, a, a group thing, whatever it may be. Okay, we are in charge of that. Then we have the client customer number, which will be established, and then once we do that, um, we will come up with cost on exactly what would I be, what would our spend down would be. Okay, all right. And then once we print that up, we'll get that to either our consultant. So when they book hotels and all this stuff like that, we know what our budget is. Okay. Also, this will be used for potential clients who we want to do business with, which may have the skills that we need, but they need service. So what happened is that we'll do a spin down. So we need to establish something we call a zero factoring, which is we're not going to charge the client anything. We're going to do the work based on the budget and the time that we have. And at the same time, we will utilize that customer's skills to assist us in other projects. Okay? We just still pay the customer, but at the same time, we be helping them enhance their position, okay, in the working in their business or whatever they're doing. Okay? All right. So that is where we are right now. I'm gonna go over a couple other things. I'm gonna come out here and put this back in design view. Some of these back in design view we don't need. Okay. So those are the things we have right now. Okay. I can go over a lot of other things um pertaining to this, but I don't want this video to go too far offline. Okay. Because I can go really deep into this because we went over a lot of different things and other, before. But that is where we are right now. That is what I'm trying to do at this particular time. Um, I can go into these other things like this, okay, like the project budget, everything like that, which is another facet of what's going on. This is a visual thing here, but we're not going to worry about that right now because, like I said, we're not at that level. Okay, that we passed that actually. So that's about it for right now. So um, this is like I said, this is a training document. Okay, keep me on track of what's going on, and this is the type of things I've been looking at to keep me working on this project because I have so many other things that I be doing. Okay. Okay. And in closing, I have to a note to myself. I have been I've been losing focus on a lot of things, because a lot of things going on. I'm trying my best to stay focused on this project. It's just that I got a lot of different personal things that's going on, and not just that, financial situations. I'm trying to raise money for different facets of the business, everything like that. But in all, I think I'm in a good position. Hopefully, things get a lot better as time goes on. And I'd like to thank you all for your support. Good job.